What's up guys, today I'm going to be checking out the all new Tonality Josh Middleton plugin from STL Tones. Now as you just heard, this plugin sounds insane and it's no surprise because it features emulations of some of Josh's go-to gear that he uses in both Architects and Sylosis. First of all, I was just playing When We Were Young from Architect's latest album, so I'll show you the settings that I dialed in for that. So this plugin comes with 3 amps, named amp 1, amp 2, amp 3, which I love, you know, keeps it simple. And these are modeled on a PV 5150, a PV XXX, and a Mesa Boogie dual rectifier. So for the first sound, I'm using a Mesa Boogie, this amp 3 here. Sounds awesome, I can't get over it. It sounds absolutely insane. The gain, the power behind it, the drive is fucking awesome. Anyway, so right, here are my settings for this. So I'm using this second channel along here, channel 2. I've got the presence dialed at about 6.3, master's about 2 because I'm not going to do it now because I'm going to blow your ears out. So, and then I've got the gain pretty high, about 8.1, just because just sounds awesome. Like nothing sounds better than a cranked Mesa Boogie. So here are my EQ, or the 3-band EQ that's on the amp. This is the EQ that I'm working with. So I've got the bass at about 3.3, the mid at about 1.8, and the treble at about 4.6. I suppose what I'll do, it makes sense for me first to, what I'll do is I'll load up a new instance of the plugin. Just get rid of this tuner that I had here earlier. Just making sure everything was right. And what I'll do is I'll open up amp 3 as it loads up initially. So as you can hear, like it sounds awesome just literally as you open up the plugin. This plugin is very much a, you know, plug and play type deal. Like obviously, you know, the more you tweak it, the more you play around with it, the better sounds you're going to create, or at least you're going to create a sound that you have a greater preference for. But at the end of the day, when you open this plugin up, like it just sounds amazing straight out of the box, which is kind of what a lot of guitarists want really. Like I know some of us like to fiddle around with knobs and make sure everything's right, but some people just like to plug in and play. So this is why this plugin is amazing. So yeah, anyway, so it sounds great loaded up, but I just felt like it needed a bit more sparkle, it needed a bit more kind of high end, it needed a bit more gain as well. So that's exactly what I did. So let's just turn this off, close it up, and I'll open the one that I created. You can see the gain, which started at about the midway point, 12 o'clock. I've cranked that quite a lot. The presence is up as well. And then you'll see that, so this is when you open it up. The bass, mid, and treble are all at 12 o'clock. So I had a bit of a tweak around with that. I love a really scooped mid sound, so I really took that away. That mid's now at 1.8. The bass is down a bit, 3.3. The treble is down, but you know, relative to the bass and mid, it's definitely higher, so it gives it that kind of sheen. But yeah, that's the settings I'm working with the amp. And then, so this is for the When We Were Young sound. What you've also got in this plugin is, so not only have you got the amp, but you've got Stompboxes which are pre to the amplifier, so they you know, preamp in the signal chain. You've got a compressor, a pitch pedal, because you know Josh uses a lot of these. It's like kind of octave sound in Architects. You got 2 different kinds of overdrive, which just kind of have different tonal characteristics. So yeah, they just sound a little bit different. The overdrive 2 is maybe a bit more kind of warm sounding, but for this sound, this When We Were Young sound, it just sounds great if everything's kind of, you know, there's a lot of emphasis on the high frequencies there. So this is your overdrive 1. So yeah, like I say, you got a compressor, pitch, overdrive 1, overdrive 2. So again, this plugin's great because it kind of gives you pretty much everything that you need and nothing that you don't. You know, just 2 overdrives, compressor, pitch pedal. Great. Sounds, you know, easy. They're all super simple as well. I love the interface. You know, everything's like very easy to understand. Like nothing's laid out in a way that just looks complex for the sake of it. Yeah, so that's what I'm working with. I got a compressor here, which is kind of just relative to my input signal. So moving on to the cab section. Yes, you got the amp, you got the Stompbox's preamp, and then you've got a cab section after, obviously. Cabinet module in Middleton's plugin has endless amounts of tweakability. Each of Josh Middleton's 4 cabinets and 6 go-to speakers have been measured with 4 different microphones in more than 156 positions, totaling 3,744 impulse responses captured to achieve the ultimate realism and accuracy across all cabs and mics. You know, there's an awful lot of potential for experimentation and, you know, crafting a sound that's perfect for you. So here you've basically got, so this is my setting for the When We Were Young sound. You've got two speakers here, you've got the two drop down boxes here, and you can choose. So this is basically the speaker type. So you've got Kali OS 2000. Or the Brit 60. I presume you got that on the other side as well. Yeah, you got different configurations of those. And then as you go into the sort of like sideways drop down box, this is so TL means top left, TR means top right. As you move into this sideways drop down box thing, this is where you choose the mic. So you got a 57 here, like an SM57 emulation, 421, 414, and a ribbon mic. So what I've got here is I've got a 57 because, you know, all the best rock tones are recorded with a 57. So yeah, this one's on the left side, top left, Shure 57, and I've got it kind of not in the center because if you take a listen to the center, if I put this in the center, it kind of, obviously that's pretty standard. Like the closer you put a mic to the center of the speaker cone, the kind of like more harsh the sound might be, and definitely more high frequency content there might be. And obviously that was kind of what I was going for with this, but I don't want too much. There's kind of a sweet spot in between. This one over here, I used a 421, also offset, but a little bit less so. Another thing I should say is that each of these, you know, I said before how, you know, they've sampled it using all these different mics, all these different positions. So this is where you can utilize that. So you're able to choose distance to the speaker cone and even the angle to the speaker cone. If you see there, how that little circle there that kind of represents where the mic is positioned, you can change the angle of it. Which obviously has like a fairly subtle effect on what it actually does, but obviously that just gives you more opportunity, more potential for crafting a sound. It's like more possibilities essentially. And then you've obviously got a high pass filter, low pass filter, and resonance at the bottom there as well. So that's the speaker unit. There's loads of options there, and here you can choose the mix between left and right as well. I've got it more over here, more towards the 57. You can kind of choose the blend between left and right, or essentially between the two mics that you choose and the two speakers that you choose as well. Next up, we got effects. So it's got a built-in EQ as well. You may use this and then use an external EQ in the signal path as well, but it's great to have this. It's great to have it as an all-in-one, because obviously you can use this plugin without a DAW as well, without DAW. So it's good to have an EQ in there as well. I'm not using delay or reverb here, although it's good to know that you have these two. Yeah, my equalizer here, so you've got high pass, low pass, and then 3 bell frequency bands as well, which you can choose obviously frequency, Q factor, and gain too. So this is what it looks like. The high pass looks like that, low pass looks like that. The first bell, so it's there about 400. It's about 400 hertz that I've chosen the frequency. The Q's at about 4.1ish. And I've reduced the gain of that because around the sort of like 400, 500 mark, it often sounds quite like boxy and like kind of woolly sounding. So I just opted to kind of take away a bit of that just to make sure the tone has a bit more punch. And then you've got the second band here. So that's at 2.98. So what I did kind of cheat, is I opened up this is a Fab Filter EQ that basically when you play, it gives you the sort of like the frequency spectrum of the tone that you've created. So I basically just use that to visualize where the frequencies were kind of maybe a bit harsh. So I use that to choose to reduce slightly the just around 3K mark, and also reduce slightly the 4.28K mark as well. And that's really it. I love this plugin because it's so kind of like simple. It's so easy to grasp, as I was saying before. You've just got, Stompbox's amp, cab effects here as well, and that's really it. And it just sounds great out of the box. That's what's so brilliant. I should also note that the guitar that I've got here is an Ibanez SA series, and it's got factory installed pickups, so it's not like I'm using anything special here. It should give you some reassurance that you shouldn't need high-end pickups, or you're not going to have to like shell out on better pickups just in order to make this plugin sounds good. Again, it sounds great out of the box and with a guitar that has factory installed pickups, so it's really as simple as that. Bit of Slipknot there, which is not what we're doing, but it's always fun. We've also got some cleans here. Put that in a standard tuning for a second. That sounds pretty cool. That's very, very delayed though. I'm not sure I'd have it that delayed, but that's just one of the presets. You can obviously tweak it to your own flavor. Solo sound. Sounds pretty cool. And here you've got a single note octave riff, because obviously Josh uses these a lot to thicken the sound. Anyway, that's it. That's Tonality. I highly recommend it. This plugin is great. It's great fun, super simple, really easy to grasp. You'll get your head around it in no time. I'm going to put a link in the description below so you can go check it out on STL Tone's website. And I'm going to put an outro here of another part of When We Were Young. So enjoy, and thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe as usual. Thank you.